Greetings and salutations. How are you this day? My name is Ben Dunn. I am the founder of Antarctic Press, a comic book company established in 1985. Also, the creator of such comics as Ninja High School, Warrior Nun, Mighty Tiny, Tomorrow Girl, the Marvel Mangaverse, and a host of other comics. So it's interesting that I read often online about people complaining about the greed of corporations. You know, I don't know what people are being taught these days, but when I went to attend Catholic high school, one of the things they showed us was a film about capitalism, basically about the free market, about Adam Smith's invisible hand and his wealth of nations. Well, I'm a big student of history, and I always was fascinated how ancient cultures ran their economies. How do they exactly run their civilizations? Money had to be involved in some fashion or form. And this it's one of those things I'm still trying to discover as far as how economies work back in the ancient civilizations. But being that we're not in an ancient civilization, we're in a modern civilization, it always surprises me how, really people just want to berate corporations for their greed. Well, I hate to break it to you, but that's what all corporations do is their greed. Their sole responsibility is to stay in business and to maximize return to their shareholders and owners. That's the only reason to exist. Unlike the government is supposed to exist to serve the will of the people. It's supposed to protect the people. It's supposed to basically make sure there is a government that the people can rely on in times of, in times of trouble, basically. You know, we are in a republic. I don't know, a lot of people get confused with a republic and democracy. A republic is we have people who represent us to go and speak out for us. We don't have a direct democracy. Our founders realized that a direct democracy was going to be trouble. It was going to lead to trouble. Because when you have mob rules, then they understood that the minority would not have a voice. The whole idea behind a republic is that we try to come up with a better solution. We try to convince people that our ideas are better. We don't win them over by insulting them or attacking them or berating them. And this is what causes people to become a blame society. When you blame somebody for something, then you take no responsibility for your own actions, for your own faults. And a lot of times, a lot of the problems that are created by our own actions. I don't care if a corporation makes huge profits. That's their job. Their job is to make profit. If they don't make profit, they don't exist. And they have to make profit. That is their. The difference is between a corporation and a government is that you don't have to buy anything a corporation makes or does. A corporation at least gives you a service or a product, and you can choose to buy that service and product. You don't have to buy anything they make or do. No one's forcing you to do it. Unlike the government, where you have to pay, and they will make you pay through force of arms. A corporation will not knock on your door with armed men saying you have to pay and throw you in jail if you don't. Government can do that. They have that power. Corporation can't. If you refuse to pay a corporation, what are they going to do? Send you a bill? Say, hey, can you pay us, please? You don't have to. It'll affect your credit, but it won't. They won't throw you in jail. They won't come send armed thugs to your home, wake you up in the middle of the night, try to confiscate your property. They just won't do that. I mean, the only person that could do that is maybe a bank can probably, repossess your house, or your car or whatever. But that's because, you signed a contract that allows them to do that. You gave them permission to do it. So that's one of those things that that is the difference between a corporation and a government. One day I was watching my dad fill out, when I was younger, fill out his tax form, and I asked him, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I'm paying the government taxes, because taxes is the work that we do for the government in order for the government to provide us certain services in exchange. The trouble is we have no say in where that money goes. At least when a business or corporation takes your money, they're giving you something in return. And then at least that's what's supposed to happen. But in the government's case, they take your money. You can't tell them how to spend it. They spend it any way they want. If they want to make more, spend more, they can spend more. The whole thing is, though, that we are the House is the one who's supposed to propose the budget, and that's where we, the people, have to make a say. We have to make a stand. We have to tell our representatives, "Hey, stop spending so much money, or at least try to be more efficient in how you spend the money, because money is not easy to come by." Obviously, nowadays, all they seem to want to do is just print more. This is what causes inflation. A lot of people don't realize it's the government spending and printing of more money that causes inflation. When you have more dollars out there, everything goes up. This is what happens in a society that, that thinks that paper money is endless. Yeah. Now, the thing is that we have to understand that, the economy of scale is very, very, complicated. I'm sure you. But the thing is that a lot of young people are not being taught basic economics, basic civics, basic things that, affect their everyday lives. My wife, she teaches home ec class. And she is totally surprised as how totally clueless her students are. They don't know how things are made. Don't know things how produced. They just know it's there. That'll always be there. It used to be we were very self-reliant as a country. We did our own things. We made our own things. And we didn't. We were proud of that. We took pride in making our own things. And this is why I think also the American Comic Book Company can rise up, and become relevant and popular again. We just have to give people what they want. The thing about it is that we're business, just like anything else. If you're a comic book creator, okay, then you are in a business. It's one thing to be an artist. An artist just does art. He doesn't really, the artist is supposed to just do art for art's sake. If his art is popular and he makes money, then fantastic. But even an artist eventually, if he's starting to make some good money, has to run a business. We all run businesses. In fact, all of us, are in a business in some sort. The thing about corporations also is that you have the ability to become part of that. You can buy shares. You can profit off the corporation's profit. You have that ability. You have that choice. You can share in the success of a corporation. The thing about the government is that, what is the government? The government produces nothing. The government produces absolutely nothing. It only provides what it's supposed to meant to do. The thing is that, we have gone to the point where, we are spending vast amounts of money on projects that have very little to do with the government's responsibility. And that is where I think corruption comes into play. And the one thing that will be the downfall of any group is corruption. When you have lies, people are stealing, they're cheating. They do whatever it takes to hold on to power or to gain more wealth at the expense of the people. That is a recipe for disaster. Hopefully, we exercise the judgment that we can vote them out, at least for now. I'm beginning to wonder whether or not our electoral system is actually secure. Because when you lose trust in your ability that your vote counts, then the whole system will collapse. Because you'll think that your vote no longer makes a difference. The thing about voting is that my vote, your vote, the homeless guy on the street's vote is just as valuable as the most wealthiest billionaire in the country. We can only vote once. At least that's what's supposed to happen. So I just wanted to drop a few pointers and thoughts about, don't blame corporations for what's going on. Blame the government. The government is what is causing all this to begin with. The corporations are just only taking advantage of what the government's doing. If you don't think the government's in bed with corporations, well, I think you may be a little slightly naive. That's really what it's coming down to. You don't think the government is not colluding with corporations for both of them to take advantage of you and to make wealth for themselves. It's always been that way. I would like to think, remember, governments and corporations are run by people. People are flawed. People are tempted. They're looking out for themselves. There's very rare individuals who go out of their way to actually serve their constituents. Our corporation where actually serves the people. Wanting to give them a good product at a fair price. And that's the philosophy we like to take it. Enterprise is a corporation. It's a company run like a corporation. We pay salaries to people. But the thing is that we've always held the philosophy that you must be honest and you must be truthful and you must keep your promises, and treat people with respect. Those are the core tenets that run our company, and we try to maintain that. That maybe be the secret of why we've stayed around for 40 years. And it also could be that we just, have a good product that hopefully people will buy. That's just one of those things that we just try to hold on to. So anyway, I think I've rambled long enough. So until next time, this has been Dunn, signing off.